Ron DeSantis is a very successful politician, was able to win re-election by 20 points in Florida, but he sucks as a presidential candidate. I'm sure the assumption was that Trump would blow up or be disqualified. Neither of those are going to happen. We know that the polls say that, Republicans are all in on Trump, even if they know that he's going to lose. But are you surprised at how bad DeSantis is as a presidential?
I expected he would be better. There's no question. I mean, he was a juggernaut in Florida, and coming out of those midterm elections where the Republican Party didn't do as well as expected, and Ron DeSantis consolidated Florida, the blue counties, the red counties. He just looked like a star of the Republican Party. I thought when he actually launched the campaign, there'd be more magic. It hasn't been there. Now there's more and more articles about how it's just lackluster and failure to launch. To me, I look at the Republican field and I think, look, maybe this field would be exciting and something that would motivate voters without a Trump. Maybe they'd look at a Ron DeSantis, who isn't exactly the most charming, but totally competent. He's a totally competent guy and is going to govern the way that most Republicans in America would love, and say, we don't care. We don't need charm. We need a winner. We need to get somebody on our team in the office. The problem is no one can get past the gorilla. He's 800 pounds. He dominates everything. And on top of him just sucking up all the oxygen, Paul, he's totally charming and entertaining. The people want the show. And if you want them to turn the channel to your show, you do need to be a little charming, a little fun, a little unpredictable. You've got to make it worth their while. And there's just not a candidate right now who can do that.
Yeah, and certainly sort of, again, you see all these people that are trying to prop up DeSantis. You can see all the different reasons why. But in the end, he is who he is. He is presenting as he's presenting. And, I'm not entirely sure that while, part of the conversation is about how woke everything's become, what's his solution for making people's lives better? I mean, it's great that he's going to go after this and go after that. But to me, again, he's not exactly building a message of hope. I mean, what does a DeSantis presidency represent? We know what a Trump presidency represents. We lived it. But we don't know what it would be.
No, it's a very good point. And I'm as anti-woke as they come. So yeah. I love what Ron DeSantis says on all that stuff and would vote for him in a New York minute. I mean, I would. But think about when Trump ran in 15 and 16. I remember I did an interview with Trump, and he said to me beforehand, because we had to pre-tape it before it aired on Fox, just his schedule. And he said, do me a favor and don't cut any part of it. Don't cut any part out. And I said, well, I can't promise you that because there's a limited amount of airtime. We got 42 minutes of content in a 60-minute show. So I might have to cut a little, but I'll keep the edits to a minimum. And he just kept saying, don't cut. I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't cut anything. And I didn't agree to that. But thank God I didn't agree to that, because this is how the entire interview went. It had to be boiled down to like 12 minutes, and we sat for maybe 16 minutes. China, 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 the wall, the wall, the wall, China, the wall. He was brilliant at messaging and remains brilliant at messaging. It was a perfect phone call, perfect phone call, perfect phone. Like, that's Trump. He knows how to penetrate through all the nonsense, all the buzz that everybody's getting caught up in, and bring his message. What are China and the wall about? It's about America first. It's about the low to middle class who's been screwed over and forgotten. That message penetrated everything. The woke, I love it. Again, don't get me wrong, but you need more grist for the mill. You need those forgotten workers who are still pissed off about China and the flux of immigrants coming across the southern border to think, you're the guy. You're thinking about me. You're thinking about my issues. And DeSantis, while it's been very successful in Florida, has to find a better message for the country if he wants to boost these poll numbers.